Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' generosity and your support. As always, it really means a lot to me, so thank you so much. And if you're actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, with the start of the new standard banner for Flora, really good story by the way, really love the music by the way. I don't know if Cosmo's been cooking or who's doing it, but really love the piano theme for Flora. And the like pixel theme that's in the story as well. It all sounds really good. But for today, we're talking about Flora specifically. And when it comes to my should you pull videos, I always like to break it down into 3 categories. I like to talk about the income, you know, the timing of everything, what the schedule is looking like for the future. I always like to talk about the waifu aspect, which is subjective, but I always enjoy talking about it. And then I like to do skills, but at the same time, I'm going to talk about testing results here as well. And as always, there's going to be timestamps for everything if you're just interested in the income, you know, the waifu, or the, you know, the testing and the skills. There's going to be timestamps for everything, so you can go where you want to. But for now, we're going to be talking about the income, because income is kind of tricky right now. Many folk just came back from the anniversary. A lot of people are respectfully kind of broke. I'm in a good spot, you know, kind of a whale, so it's kind of different for me to talk about. But from a schedule standpoint, like the video I made earlier this week, we are possibly going into winter right after this. Now, it's not confirmed if it is. Maybe we'll have another standard banner in between, but still, we're about to get some more limiteds coming up very soon. And these are standard characters that will just be added to the wishlist pool anyway. So if you are kind of hurting for gems right now and you're deciding on whether you should pull or not, I honestly recommend that you should just wait, because it's kind of an awful time right now. Not only that, but we also have the New Year's Pilgrim to look forward to and a possible rerun of an old Pilgrim. So if you're new and you're looking forward to a lot of reruns, new units, make sure you just start saving and just wait for them to go to the standard. That's my honest opinion, but as always, you do what you want. I'm never going to stop you from pulling, because some people just want to collect just to collect, like I do. Now, when it comes to the waifu aspect, I just want to say, like, you know, MLB-wise for the wallpaper, with her holding those flowers, it looks really cute, and I love it. Like, you're going to see it right now. Actual MLB wallpaper looks so cute, but it's not worth it for me to do it, especially for a standard character like her. Like, that looks beautiful. I'd want that. But just for me, it's just not enough right now. And when we're talking about her character, you know, she is more on the petite side. So if you want someone bigger like Quincy, then you're just gonna have to wait for now. But I do think she's cute. And for me, the colors, the dress, all of this was enough for me. Not only this, but I really love her in the story. She's a sweetheart and I absolutely enjoyed it. It's a good feel-good story right now. And you get a little bit of side booba, but she's just honestly really cute. Honestly, the only thing that sucks with her is the lack of JPS, because it's just like, there's no movement at all, which is like, all right, come on, that's a little ridiculous. But she does have, you know, JPS booba, so that's kind of funny. But I mean, just in terms of how she looks, she just looks really great, and I love how she looks. So if you're pulling for waifu because you love her design, you love how cute she is, I completely understand. And from a waifu aspect, I can totally understand like pulling for her. But when we're talking about skills, as you can see, my version of Flora is not here. I don't even have her in the synchro device. I'm so sorry. I just don't have her in the synchro. I just can't see the worth for it, and I'm going to be talking about that with the skills. But, you know, because the way Nikke is now, you're actually able to use the free version of her in the Union shooting range. And now I've already done a lot of testing, so I'm just going to be explaining and showcasing the results on screen. But when we go to the Union shooting range, you always get the free level 200 version of her. Now, it's limited to 200, and you can't put on the cubes or have OL gear for her. She just has level 5 with all her skills at 10-10-10. And I just want to talk about one thing first, that with her skill 1 Petunia, it's actually pretty alright for healing. Like, the biggest thing that I'm gonna say right now, if you're wondering what the biggest takeaway is that Flora is a character who actually would have a very decent and pretty damn good kit in my opinion, if that 40-second wasn't here. The 40 seconds completely nukes her kit. It made testing very difficult for certain circumstances, and it kind of takes away from the healing. But I will say though, the one thing with her kit, specifically with her skill 1 that's very important, and I feel like is really good for you guys to know about, is that she constantly procs Crown skill 2. And I'll actually put it on screen so you can know what I'm talking about, because during testing, I just wanted to see if she would be a good Naga alternative, and she is completely keeping Crown's skill 2 Royal Attire going because of her skill 1. So that's actually really huge. And for certain situations where you just need like an off, element for a solo raid, she might be a good alternative to slot in with Crown potentially, especially if you don't have Naga. But because you get Naga in the new beginners recruitment system after 100 pulls, it's kind of still hard to justify. And when it comes to her skill 2, I will say with her true damage, it's actually not bad at all. But I just want to say that you cannot use Rouge with her. I've done testing yesterday with Sephi, and weirdly enough, if you use Rouge, remember that they both need to be in position 2 and 4. So that means that Rouge is going to get some of whatever Flora has, and you won't be able to proc that second burst 3, unfortunately. And weirdly, the problem is with Rouge is that Rouge's skill 1 conflicts with the skill 2 for Flora, and it actually cancels it out. So that's why you really don't want to use Rouge. We thought there would be some electric max HP synergy. It actually kind of messes with Flora and it cancels it out. So you actually don't want to use it because that's actually pretty good with her skill 2. In terms of her burst, Secret Garden, it's actually pretty alright, but the 40 seconds makes it horrible. Now, before I get to talking about damage numbers, I just want to say one thing. The reason why this is not going to even work or be a copium for a true damage team, there is no true damage team because of the workarounds that you need to do. And what I mean by that is that when I was doing testing, I would only be able to burst Flora with my Laplace. I wouldn't be able to test Ein because it would get taken over by Crown. You can't test both of them at the same time because of the 40 seconds unless you want to do some weird manual bursting. So unfortunately, my testing has always been separate for this, and it's why I don't see this as a working team yet, even copium. And no, I did not even try to use Clay. So let's actually talk about some testing that I did, and I'll put it on screen. So first things first, I did Crown, Flora, Laplace, Ein, and Litter. Now, remember, I would have used Rouge, but she causes problems. And right now, we're just using Crown as like a quick test to see. Flora is just kind of secondary right now because she is 40 seconds. So Crown pretty much bursts this whole time. And we could see Laplace at 519 million and Ein at 450 million. But then when we actually swapped over to one where we had Litter, Flora, Laplace, Ein, and Crown, we actually see a little bit change in numbers here. Now, weirdly, Ein went down like around 20 million down, but Laplace actually went up a good little bit. She actually did improve from the true damage buffs that Flora was providing to her. So after that, I got more interested, and I did decide to try with Ein as well, and she did go up considerably at 478 million, Laplace getting close to 500 million, but a lot of the other Nikkes, when you look at these numbers, they all go down. So do I think there is potential here? Yes. But do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? No. I think this is definitely going to be one of those cases where down the line we're going to see another DPS for true damage come out where it'll really shine. But that being said, with the 40 seconds, it makes such a headache because you can't burst both characters and it doesn't really make it a full team, which sucks. Now, one thing we did try to do though with Sephi was we were trying to use the stat count buffs on the bunny shotgun team to try to see if we could increase the stat count. But even when we tried it, you're better off just slotting in the bunny girls, unfortunately. So it kind of makes it really difficult to decide who you want to put in for Flora. Like, why would you use her? The healing is good, but you're better off using another healer. So honestly, for me, it's a shame because this would be a whole different story if she was 20 seconds. And I know I keep repeating myself with that, but it's true. And it's such a shame because she could have such a good kit because the kit itself is great. The 40 seconds sucks. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend this character. If you're doing it for waifu collector purposes or you're just trying to hang on to copium for the future, like maybe I am, then, feel free to go ahead. But I cannot recommend this character, especially coming off of Grave. You might as well just save for the next event or maybe the winter event or New Year's. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys think I was being a little too harsh? Do you guys think that, maybe she can be better in the future? I definitely think she will be better in the future. I personally did not use Clay at all. I decided it's not going to be worth my time. But she has way more potential than Clay because the kit was actually good. The restriction is just that 40 seconds, man. But I kind of yapped for a little bit longer than I thought I would. But I had a lot of fun talking. So that's going to be it for me for now. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And as always, thank you guys so much for the constant support. You guys are truly the best. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.